of the Empire State Building.
Did you ever make it? Did you make it to New York, or are you still West?
I made it to New York. We got back last night.
Crazy weather here. I'm in New York as well, so
Totally.
we've been living through it, picking up trees all throughout my yard. So
Oh no. Oh no. I think we got out before that happened. But
yeah, that and the heat. So gotta love summer and climate. All right, let's talk about My Spy. The thing I loved about this for you is I get to see a different side, the evil side, I guess, right? And was that a cool venture for you to take on?
yeah, well, Garrett, I'm supposed to sort of modify this answer. So I'm gonna let me know if you think I'm being savvy with it. My character is a high school principal. Her name is Nancy Buck, a name that I love. Sometimes I find myself doing press forgetting like my character's name, but
Well, you're a double agent, right?
yeah.
Essentially.
But I love that Nancy has that she I like to say that she has her own strong sense of justice.
Right.
And
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
that was like I I was really surprised and honored that Pete Siegel, our director, and our producers in Amazon decided to cast me. It could have easily gone to kind of anybody, really. And So it was really thrilling and awesome to get to play a bit of a duality.
You navigated very well, like a
Thank
professional,
you.
right there.
Thank you.
No, and now with your role as a principal too, I mean, very stern. But did you pull from any past experiences growing up from other teachers that you kind of everybody looked at as that tough person?
I had a fifth grade teacher named Mrs. Kolakowski, and man, like I won't forget that name either. She was strict. Even with my mom, I remember my mom came in to like help out with some kind of pizza day or something, and Mrs. Kolakowski scolded her in front of all the kids for like using a knife incorrect or whatever.
Right.
I love that, I think I get yeah, I was a very late bloomer, a pretty small and short kid, in a kind of a tall family. I have an older brother, but it's just the two of us. I always had a thirst for power. My brother is huge. He would like shove my face in the snow, that kind of brother. Like,
I'm the oldest of three, so I
oh,
understand
you're the
the
guilty
power.
one.
Yeah, I'm the guilty as charged.
But see, you had the power. I was always just like trying to find it. So
Well,
yeah.
did that scene in the hotel room with you and Dave and all the children too? Did like mom getting yelled at pizza day? Was that like a very like that's where you pulled that scene from? That
Yeah. And I remember we tried it a few different ways. And I remember Pete Siegel saying, why don't you try one where your face doesn't move as much?
I'm very animated too, so I wouldn't be able
I,
to do that. So
I'm
credit to
like, you
you.
hired the wrong person. I can't not move my face a lot. But no, it was just so I was a camp counselor too, which is, it filled that need to like automatically have eight little kids adore you.
And then the two pains in the butts too. Trust me,
Yes. Oh man.
counselor, I know as well. Now shooting on location, just for any movie in general, but especially overseas, is it a little complicated because you have tourists on normal vacation walking around, you have people that live in the city, and then there's you and extras and your other fellow actors trying to pull off a scene and make it look normal without any hassle going on. So how complicated was that for you?
It did feel like there was a bit of sort of like be ready. It's time to be ready because
2 minutes, chop chop.
there's exactly but that kind of filmmaking is really fun. But the more astounding I think thing for me was being in these incredible locations, having a lot of tourists watching. And there is a scene where I have a physical altercation in front of the Vatican, and there we were, in front of the Vatican, shooting. So you already have, 10, 20,000 people, it felt
Right.
like.
And you get
And
the Pope up top looking down on you, judging.
and my character, totally, my character gets hit, and I'm not great at stunts, but I am good with face, so you would hear like the gasp of the tourists going
A
every time. I loved it. It
lot of
was like,
signs of the crosses as they were walking by, watching what was
it,
going on.
it was just, it was surreal. It was a
Now,
highlight of my career for sure.
now before I let you go too, I know that you're accustomed to people giving the positive and negative reviews throughout your entire career, but the toughest critic, I'm sure, what does Jack think of the film?
Jack loves it. He thinks it's awesome. And and I have two stepkids too. We went to a big screening last week. I got to take them, and it was really fun to see all three of them kind of on the edge of their seats, laughing, being like super into all the fight sequences. And I felt really proud, that
That's awesome.
yeah, it felt really good.
Well, Anna, thank you so much. It was great to watch. I got to watch with my children as well, and a lot of fun. And I could see a possible third one down the road. A lot of unanswered questions.
With any luck, Nancy.
I hear you. I'm right with you. Great to meet
Hey,
you. Thank you
Garrett,
so much for your time. I appreciate it.
thank you.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
C100.